Hello everybody, Saigan here. I'm going to start doing some new videos. Got a bunch of Dragon Quest videos, still backlogged. I'm still doing my stream once a week for Dragon Quest as well. And, you know, I figure since so much of my free time is actually done in the analog gaming world, I kind of wanted to get some interest up for a relatively new card game. The game is Netrunner. It's a living card game. Living card games differ from trading card games and collectible card games in that they are not collectible. When you buy a living card game pack, like an expansion, like one of these, it actually comes with the full number of playable copies of every single card in that pack. You get 3 copies of every single card in here. You're never going to have to buy another one of these again. You don't have to go hunting for certain cards. There's no chase rares. You don't have to drop $20 on a single copy of Sphinx's Revelation if you're playing Magic the Gathering. So it's a much, much cheaper type of card game to get into than the other collectible card games and the trading card games like Magic or Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh!, where you have cards that often break $200, and depending on the format, you might want to take out an insurance policy on your deck. Legacy and Vintage in Magic, holy cow, you could buy a house with some of those decks. So with Netrunner, I'm not going to do a full spiel. I'm not going to do a tutorial on it because there's already an amazing tutorial on how to play from Fantasy Flight Games, and I'll go ahead and link that below. I won't go into it too much. Once you've seen that video and once you have kind of an understanding of it, what I'm going to be doing across the next 7 videos is I'm going to be taking a look at the identity cards in the core set of the game. The core set of the game, I think it's MSRP $40. Great way to get into the game. Comes with a ton of cards. It comes with 7 different identities across the 2 factions, Runner and Corporation, and you can build decks for all of them to play against one another in this amazing 2-player card game. So this first video, I'm just going to go over the identity cards that come in the core set and kind of what they do and what they're used for. So first up, on the runner side, and representing the Anarch faction, we have Noise, Hacker Extraordinaire. Like all the other identities in the core set, Noise is going to have a 45 card minimum for his deck size, and he's going to have a 15 influence point maximum for out-of-faction influence. That means, like, you know, Criminal and Shaper cards will have certain amount of influence points depending on how powerful they are, and Noise can only have up to 15 points of that. Same as every other identity in this faction. Once you start getting into the other data packs and creation and control, they mess with the numbers a little bit. They'll allow smaller or larger deck sizes as far as your minimum is concerned. But Noise's ability is whenever you install a virus program, the corp trashes the top card of R&D. That is amazing, especially in core set. If I had to pick the strongest runner in core set, I would have to say Noise. He is incredibly powerful. There's a lot of great virus programs, and you can really do a great build around him using just the core set cards. And that's kind of what anarchists do. They're disruptive on their side of the board. Criminals are more disruptive directly to the corporation. The Anarchs just have a lot of viruses that have to be kept under check by the corporation, and it wastes the corporation's time. So, next up, representing the criminal faction in the core set, we have Gabriel Santiago, consummate professional. He's classy. We've got the first time you make a successful run on HQ each turn, gain 2 credits. Economy is really, really important in this game. And any cards that get you credits while doing something else are great. And Gabriel Santiago means that you're going to want to try and run the corporation's headquarters every turn. And the fact that you get money for doing it makes him even better. And representing Shapers, we have Kate McCaffrey, Digital Tinker. She does start off with one link as opposed to the others who don't start off with any link. And her ability is lower the install cost of the first program or piece of hardware you install each turn by 1. Wow! Kate is so good, she is still being used despite a massive number of other Shaper identities that have come out since then. She is great. Again, economy. This game is so heavily reliant on making a good economy, and Kate allows you to install things at a cheaper cost, and that is tops. Over on the corporation side now, we have Haws Bioroid, Engineering the Future. The first time you install a card each turn, gain 1 credit. Coming back to economy again, and Haws-Bioroid is a really fun corporation to play. They have a lot of really efficient big ice that you can use to protect your servers against runner intrusions. I love running Haws-Bioroid, and if you're interested in running Haws-Bioroid, the creation and control is absolutely important to pick up because it's got amazing Haws-Bioroid cards, as well as Shaper cards. It ignores the other factions, but they still stand pretty well on their own. So yeah, Haws-Bioroid, big, efficient, scary ice that makes your runner opponent say, I don't want to run that. Next up, we have Jinteki, Personal Evolution. Whenever an agenda is scored or stolen, do 1 net damage. Jinteki is great to play. They're a lot of fun. They really punish the runner for trying to steal anything from them. The only problem with Jinteki in the core set, and I'm going to have to say this right now, trying to build a Jinteki deck in the core set, you're going to wind up with something much weaker than the other decks. And that's because it doesn't have Trace Amount. Trace Amount has an amazing agenda for Jinteki that you always want to run 3 of. 3 being the maximum number of any single card you can keep in the deck. Fetal AI. It's amazing. Jinteki has to run it for their decks to be at all viable. So if you're going to run Jinteki, at least pick up the Trace Amount data pack for Fetal AI. NBN making news. It has 2 reusable credits that get filled back up at the beginning of your turn. You can use these credits during traces. Very basic. It's efficient, though, especially considering NBN does a lot of tracing. NBN and Weiland are both of a tag and bag mentality, where your goal is to try and get a tag on the runner's location so that you can send hit squads to their houses or just blow it up. Or nuke it from orbit. That's the only way to be sure. It's a more aggressive deck style, whereas Haws-Bioroid and Jinteki seek to make the runner not want to run through punishing their runs. NBN and Weiland can actually more aggressively go after the runner, find out where they live, and burn their house down. NBN does it largely through traces, which is why their identity is so solid. And then we've got Weiland Consortium Building a Better World. Gain 1 credit whenever you play a transaction operation, which just so happens to be Weiland's thing. Weiland has amazing burst economy. I was playing last night. I got up to like 25 credits in my pool in no time. It was ridiculous. Weiland plays host to a very important corporation card called Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth is the card that I was referencing earlier when I said burn your house down. It does 4 meat damage to the runner. If they don't fill up their hand at the end of their turn, there's a very good chance that a Weiland or NBN deck is definitely running Scorched Earth and might be able to just kill them that turn. So those are the starting IDs. There's 7 of them, 3 runner, 4 corporation. all except Jinteki Personal Evolution, are completely viable to be played. So, over the next set of videos, I'm going to use core set cards only to show you how to build strong decks using these identities to get started playing this incredible game, and I really hope that a lot of you jump into it. Sometimes over on like Cool Stuff Inc. you can even find the core set for as cheap as $20 on sale, and that is cheaper than a lot of board games and card games. And that right there is already going to be like half of the Netrunner cards that are already out. The game is still in its infant stages. It's a great time to get into it. A lot of people are still learning it. We're still trying to figure out how to do certain things, like winning on a regular basis with Jinteki. So I hope a lot of you join us. I hope a lot of you join my videos. And if you like what I do, if you're interested in, well, first of all, Dragon Quest, because that's what I usually do. If you want to follow the Netrunner stuff, I'm also going to start doing that. Probably going to do 1 or 2 videos a week for Netrunner. I'm not going to like overload my Dragon Quest stuff. Hit the subscribe button. Hit like if you're interested. And I will see you guys next time. We're going to take on making a Noise Hacker Extraordinaire Anarchist deck using only the core set. Take care, guys. See you next time.